How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another mini episode on Let's Talk About It with Uche. So I decided I'm going to start a quick mini series on my YouTube channel. So all throughout the day, I usually have these crazy thoughts going through my head. You know, I'm usually very analytical. I like to look at everything to the T. I'm very analytical, almost to a fault. So I have all these crazy thoughts going through my head every day, and just, you know, basically trying to make sense of the world, you know, like make sense of my experience or whatever it is that I've been through, you know, in hopes to kind of understand the bigger picture. So I feel like I felt like I should probably start like a quick mini series, you know. So I'm gonna title this Uche's Quick Takeaway. So for today, I'm gonna be talking about if you've ever been in any type of relationship, you know, it doesn't matter what kind of relationship it is, intimate relationship, friendship relationship, family relationship, whatever it is, you know, and you feel like the energy is kind of off and you're not sure. I like to think that if you want to know how a person truly feels about you, pay attention to how they treat you or what they say to you when they're stressed. And the reason why this is really important is because when a person is stressed, they're out of their comfort zone, you know, and when a person is out of their comfort zone, that's when they're very honest about the situation at hand. You know what I mean? They're not in a very controlled environment. They show you who they truly are. If the energy was always disingenuous from the beginning, it will be very obvious at that point. You know, because if the relationship between both of you has always been about that person, it will be very obvious that it's always been about that person, and it was never really between both of you. For example, if it was a situation where, let's say your boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever it is, you know, and they didn't really like you, it wasn't really that serious for them, you know, from the beginning. If they're in a stress situation, they would let you know, like, yo, you're not even that good looking anyway. You're not even my type. You should be glad I'm with you type of situation, you know, like. They don't take you along with them during the stressful moment. A person who genuinely cares about you when they're going through stress because they're outside their comfort zone would at least try to communicate with you. You know what I mean? Even if it means walking away, they won't just walk away. You know, they'll at least communicate with you to let you know, look, I'm gonna just take a breather. I'm gonna just walk away, disappear a little bit. You know, it has nothing to do with you. It's just me. I'm just kind of like in my feelings right now. So just give me, you know, a few days or whatever it is, you know, so I can recover. So they would try at least make a conscious effort to communicate with you, because at the end of the day, even though they're stressed, even though they're out of their comfort zone, they still respect whatever it is that, you know, that's going on between both of you. But a person who never really cared about you, you know, their energy has been disingenuous from the beginning, wouldn't even care about that. You know, they wouldn't even try to bridge that gap. You know, if they're going through whatever it is that they're going through, they'll just try to cut it off right there and then. You know, they'll blow up in your face. They'll do whatever it is, you know, it takes to just belittle you, to let you know that you're insignificant. That was never about you to begin with. It was all about them all along. You know what I mean? And the sad thing is, going back to one of the previous episodes that I talked about on my podcast, the sad thing is that because the negative relationship I had with my mother, that's how I was able to pick up these things. You know, my mother's energy towards me had always been disingenuous, and I always felt it. But it was just like, as a kid, I was just in denial of it, you know, because I was just so desperately wanting her validation, you know. And part of it too, it wasn't her fault, to be honest with you. Part of it is also because I didn't grow up with her, you know. I didn't meet her till I was 9 years old. So those important years of bonding with my mother, you know, like a kid is supposed to bond with the mother and father. We never really had that, so it was always kind of awkward being around her, as opposed to seeing my siblings, you know, interact with her. My siblings that kind of grew up with her, so it was more so natural with them. But with me, it was always kind of off. It was always like, you know, it always felt like talking to a stranger. But then even more so because of some of the things that she said and done, you know, that's been kind of problematic, that's rubbed me the wrong way. So it was always kind of off. The energy was always kind of off. But it was always really interesting that every time that she was stressed, she was angry, she would blow up on me. You know what I'm saying? She would always remind me how it wasn't that serious for her to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was always all about her. and I learned that from her. It's really sad, but something positive that I picked up from this negative experience, so to speak. And I just wanted to kind of talk about that. Once again, pay attention to how people treat you when they're outside their comfort zone. If a person genuinely cares for you, if the energy was genuine, if the love was genuine from the beginning, they will do their part to communicate with you. They will take you along with you during their time of stress, as opposed to just leaving you out in the cold and leaving you confused. Basically, no communication whatsoever. But if a person never really cared about you, it was all about them to begin with. The relationship was more so like a situationship. Some people will try to get into a relationship with you out of obligation, maybe out of pity, or maybe out of what would Jesus do, that bullshit. What I'm saying? It was never really genuine from the soul. It was never deep from the beginning, so in a situation like that, whenever they're stressed, whenever they're out of their comfort zone, they will show you who they truly are. Not only that, but they'll also show you what you really mean to them or don't mean to them. If this ever happens to you, unfortunately, it is time for you to probably pack your bags and keep moving, because it's not worth it pursuing a relationship with somebody who's going to turn into somebody totally different in a stressful situation, when they're out of their comfort zone. A person who really cares for you would always make room for you. If the person that you're in this relationship with does not respect your presence in their life enough for them to try to resolve it in a very mature way, or at least communicate with you, or keep the same energy with you when they're stressed, then that's not the person for you, and it's time to move on. It is definitely very important to pursue a relationship with somebody who sees worth and value in you at all times, no matter when and where and how, as opposed to somebody whose interest in you is seasonal, conditional, and probably even transactional. So that's the end of today's Uche's quick takeaway. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family. Please download, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so anytime I upload a video, you'll be the very first to be notified. Thank you very much for your support. Until next time.